Okay, so if you will just click that okay, that you are okay with us recording this. And welcome everybody. Hope everybody has had a great week so far. Super excited for what is coming up in the next couple of months here with Q Sciences. Actually, what's going to be happening in the next couple of days. Somebody messaged me earlier asking what's the deal about having 100 PV this month and next month. There is a very special trial. I'm not going to go into detail about what it is. I can't right now. Everybody who is going to participate in it, they're only taking the first 50 people from our leg of Tara's. So that's also including Kalina's team as well. But everybody who has their 100 PV already for this month and $100 auto ship on is going to be able to do this. You are going to have to sign a non-disclosure if you purchase this, and you are also going to have to sign, like, I can't remember what she called it, some type of picture thing too. Okay. So that is going to be announced in the next day or two. So really be looking for that, really be paying attention because things will go fast. But you will for sure want to get your hands on this before other individuals do. So we're really excited about it. But what's to come in September is going to be absolutely huge and amazing with convention. If you have not gotten your convention ticket yet, earlier there were only about 50 left. I am sure that they are going to be gone by tonight. I would not be surprised actually. So highly encourage you to get that because a lot of things that are going to be happening at convention, they're actually going to be having a lot of new for limited time only product use at convention for only those people who are in attendance. Convention is not going to be virtual at all. It is only going to be in person. So really make sure that you get your ticket, that your teams get their tickets as well. I bought a couple extra tickets for me too, for people who are joining my team after the fact that tickets are sold out, then I can give one to them as well. With that, but also what is going to be released at convention with the new products that are being released, also the new shopping cart that is going to be released, y'all. I have been testing it and it is absolutely incredible. It is so user friendly. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. So just lots of exciting, incredible things to be doing. What I would encourage you to do is I have actually started reaching out to people on our team who haven't been actually, super active in the last several months. And let's just be honest, y'all. I was trying to prepare us for this at the beginning of the summer. Summer is a tough time. Like people are vacationing, right? And when people go on vacation, they think, oh, well, I'm just going to quit and not work and do it, all of that kind of stuff. And that's totally fine. I have not been working my business as much. I mean, I still have been working it a lot, but I have stepped back just a little bit and maybe not working it such a full-time kind of a thing like I normally do in the school year when we have that structure and all of that stuff. And y'all, I just cannot wait for structure to come back into my life. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. So start reaching out to those people who might have taken a step back. Let them know it's okay that everybody has really taken a step back, but we're gearing up and we're ramping up for the fall and for back to school. People, are going back to school and wanting to boost their immune systems. So getting some kids' core in their hands, getting some vitamin C and D in their hands. Things of that nature, giving them talking points. A lot of times when people step back, they think, oh my goodness, I've let them down. I have not, I've stepped back and I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing or what I should be doing, and they feel bad about it. Extend your hand to them, grab their hand, take them in and say, it's okay. We all do that. This is a business. You have those ebbs and flows. It's okay to step back. Just don't stay back too long, right? I always say that it's okay to fall down. Falling down or stepping back doesn't mean that you're failing. But if you continue to stay down or continue to stay back, then that is failing or quitting. So, with all of that to say, I am so excited to welcome Miss Nicole Gorgen to our call. She is a part of our team. She is our bronze ambassador here. She is a girl mama, and her sweet, precious daughter is her best friend as well. I love seeing all of her pictures. If y'all don't follow her, I totally would follow her because she has hilarious posts and great content as well. She's also a travel agent, and she is a PCOS warrior as well, and just is super, super passionate about Q Sciences, about these products, what they have done for her and her health, as well as what they have done for her family financially too. But she is one of the top enrollers for PCs in our entire company, y'all. So preferred customers. She is the top enroller. That is huge. And we have her tonight talking to us about how she helps all of these people become preferred customers. Okay. Preferred customers, in my opinion, is the bread and butter to our businesses. Customers are the bread and butter to our businesses. So the more customer volume you can get, first of all, you're going to get money and paid off of that, right? But what I have started doing is actually converting a lot of my preferred customers at the very beginning when they first become a preferred customer. And I think Nicole might talk about on this as well. When they first become a preferred customer, I put a little bit in their ear of saying, hey, listen, do you know people who are struggling with the same things that you're struggling with? And they're like, yes, absolutely. I'm like, great. Once you love these products, we need to get these products in their hands as well and help you with making some money. So I already at the very beginning put that into their ear to where they're like, oh, yes, absolutely. I would love to do this if they're going to work. Well, we all know that they work. So without further ado, I am super excited to introduce Miss Nicole Gorgen. Nicole, thank you so much for being on tonight.
Thank you. Thanks, Katie. Nice to see everybody. When Katie mentioned about being a top enroller, I wasn't able to go to last year's convention, and I was at home, and Kendall, my friend and sponsor, sent me a picture, and she's like, you're on the board. I'm like, for what? I had no idea. And I think it's one of those things that kind of keeps you humble. Like I'm super humbled to share with you tonight because I don't feel like what I do is special, because I know we all do different things, have different avenues and gifts, and but I do feel like maybe you could take something home with you tonight to where maybe you could put into action if you haven't done it, and if it helps you, then that's fantastic. So thank you for having me. I wanted to start off with if you know me or if you don't know me, two things. First thing, public speaking is absolutely terrifying for me. And I always have, faith over fear. If any of you were at our Memphis regional a couple of months ago, I was a sweaty mess. I had to talk about customer getters and volume, and I made it overcomplicated in my mind, but it's not. It really is all about building relationships. So as I was I have a little bit of notes today to keep me on track, but as I was looking around today, taking notes, I found the second thing that you might not know about me is that this is one of my favorite movies of all time, Tommy Boy. And I have this canvas in my office. I don't know where to put it because it doesn't fit with anything. But one of my favorite things about this movie is you have Chris Farley going around trying to sell brake pads. Those are not exciting, yet he puts a sparkle into the people that he talks to, and they buy them. They're not buying them because they're brake pads. They're buying them because they trust him. They're buying them because they probably need brake pads anyway. And so if they think about it, then they're going to think of him. But one of my favorite quotes from the movie is, your dad could sell a ketchup popsicle to a woman in white gloves. And it's really all about simplifying. But the coolest part that we have here is that not only do we have a place, a home, where we have a gift that we can literally give to people all day long. Like Jake Spencer says, people are gonna go through you and not through Q. It's all about you and not Q. But the fact that they can trust you, and then on the side they have these amazing products that work fast and work quick, it's a win-win. So it's really about honing in on this is I want you to think about, this is a place where we have something, we are a need and not a want. Okay, so like I want candles, and I want leggings, and I want all those things, and I support and fully love on people that sell those, that really market themselves out for that. But I need my mental health. I need my immunity. I need less anxiety. I need all of these things to function. And so if you can shift your mindset into knowing that you're never bothering anyone, when you're reaching out to someone, when you see somebody post something and you're like, like that person's posting how they're miserable with migraines, you have something that can be a solution to their problem. So change that in your mindset. You are the solution to their problem. And it's going to take some vulnerability. I never in a million years ever thought that I would post pictures of myself post-surgery with bloodshot eyes, talking about my endometriosis. And I hid behind that pain for 12 years with a smile. And when you think about, if you think about people that are watching you, people in your network, people who are struggling, they're going to be one of two ways. They're going to either share with their struggles and just be an open book so that everybody knows, or they're going to be like how I was and hide behind the pain. And when you leave from where you are, get in your car, I mean, I would just burst into tears and no one knew. And I think about how many people I missed the connection with who also were struggling, who also were dealing with the same things. And you miss that boat if you're not putting yourself out there and being vulnerable. Because once you're vulnerable, and that's really what I want to get to tonight, because I feel like, I started about a year and a half ago, and I have had consistent high volume, and I was really kind of going back and thinking back in my mind. I'm like, well, really, like all I was doing was being myself, or putting myself out there. It's scary to, especially from a social media aspect, to put yourself out there. It's scary. But people are going to see what you're doing. They're going to trust your path, and they're going to be curious because they are also going to hit their rock bottom. They're also going to need hope. They're also going to need help. And they're going to think of you because of your passion and because of what you're doing to put out there. I would also like to say that people are watching, but we have to give them something to watch. We can start on products. In my previous project, I remember starting on products and I'm like, well, somebody's got to notice that I feel good, or they're going to have to notice. So I would wait and I would wait and I would just waste so much time. And then the next thing I know, that person who I really thought that I could help went and became a customer to somebody else. And so that's the thing. We are at the right products, the right company at the right time. And so to put ourselves in that avenue, to be vulnerable, to let people know what you're doing. You don't have to mention Q. You don't have to mention Q at all. You can be thankful for, no more brain fog. You can be thankful for great energy. You can be thankful for all these things and intrigue them and bring them in. And not just from a social media aspect. This is just from a conversation where you're talking to people over and over. But make sure you know that either people are watching, but if you are waiting, take that wait and get to work, because that's where it's really going to start happening when you're reaching other people. So think of yourself as a solution to the problem. And once you think about that, you're going to emotionally remove the outcome from their answer, even if it's no, not right now. And then ask questions. One big area. And this can be something that can go on for a few weeks. I mean, I know we have that sense of urgency because we know how amazing our products are and we want to get these into the hands. But if you have somebody that you're starting a conversation with, make sure you're asking questions, because it's going to be easier for you to find out what they need. And not only asking questions about their health. I mean, what are your hobbies? What are you, what are you into? You guys are going to be connecting with people from high school and college and grade school, and people that you knew at a different time in your life, but you might not know now. And so to get to know them and let them know what it is that you're doing, it's a beautiful thing. So make sure that you ask questions. And then the question that you want to ask yourself is, what can I do? Like, what can I help them with? Because it's always about the servant heart. It's always about how can you help that next person. One tip that I would say is, we have an awesome 30-day money back guarantee. It's fantastic. It's great. You can try our products for 30 days. If you don't feel anything or you don't like it, you can get your money back. I never promote that because you're already putting that expectation in the front of the conversation. So if they ask, I will tell them, but I will never say, and guess what? We have a 30-day money back guarantee, because you're already going to be giving them an out to be skeptical or to look for something that's not going to work. So try not to promote that. It is a fantastic perk that we have, and but just try not to promote that. When you're asking questions, this is another area. Never send your website immediately. this is something. So if you think our website can be overwhelming, we have a large suite of products. If somebody doesn't know what it is that they need help with and they log in, it would be like you seeing somebody wearing this really cute black dress and you go up to them and you say, where'd you get your dress? And they're like, Amazon. So you go to Amazon and you type in cute black dress and like 400 options pop up. Well, you're probably not going to buy it because you are already overwhelmed by the amount that you see. So that's like saying our website to someone, don't do that. Send it to them when they are ready to have your recommendations on what you can help them with. And if you don't know, bring your sponsor in. Have that three-way message. That's why we're not here to be the experts at all. We're here to help edify the people who brought us in and to help teach everybody together. We have those tools, those great tools at hand. So I would just encourage you to ask questions. As far as Katie had mentioned, you know, when talking tonight, you know, like she was asking me what my goal was every month for PV, or I'm sorry, for CV, for customer volume. And I am not a numbers person. So when I first started, I was like, well, my goal is to have 3 preferred customers every month, 3 new ones. And that's great. That's a great goal. But I was sometimes missing the boat on 3 customers is great, but it's not going to maybe get me to my goal of my volume. So my customer volume every month is 1,001 CV. And why is it that 1,001 is because when you get from 501 to 1,000, that's 25%, okay, that you're taking home. So if you're at 1,000, you're taking home $250 from customer volume. If you're at 1,001, you're taking home $300. It's the same thing as the brink of, you know, as you're getting close to the month end or even the middle of the month and you're looking at your CV, I mean, because it can skyrocket super quick. I mean, there are people out there who all of a sudden you're like, oh, so-and-so placed an order and it's just huge. And it puts you at, say, the, you know, 500 mark. Make sure that you are studying where your CV is, because if you get to 501, that's going to jump you from the 15% payout to the 25% payout. And also be very mindful of your teams when they're on the brink of having that CV. It's really encouraging and it's fun to be their cheerleader to help push them over that threshold. So that's just a little bit of what my goal is, you know, every month. And I feel like if I don't hit that, I don't fail myself. I'm not trying to set expectations that are not achievable, but it's really great to celebrate what it is that you do achieve every month. And even if you don't, look at that customer volume. Those numbers, not just numbers, those numbers are people that you have helped and that you have impacted and that you're making a difference with in their life. So if you're disappointed with your CV, I mean, any amount of CV is a life that you are changing. So be very, very proud of that. And then following up. I know we can say this all the time, how many touches and all the things. I think that it's really important to know, and just to note on following up, is that anybody's life can change within a second. Anybody's financial, financial situation, anybody's health can change, their life can change, their doctor's appointment tomorrow can send them on a path of where they need you more than ever, their future doctor's appointment, we don't know. So always touch and check in with people that you're talking to about Q, because we never know where those changes are going to be taking place. So just keep offering. It is what we have. And it doesn't always have to be about this conversation, but you know, you're building those relationships. You're going to be wanting to check in on people and their health. So it's just kind of a natural conversation to go. And they're going to think of you when it's time to try something else. I always said, because I have tried other things, I never knew that Q was going to be the first products I was going to ever have to try. And I like to bring that into conversation, because I'm always hopeful that these products are going to be the last products that somebody's ever going to have to try, because they feel so good on them. One of the things that I find really interesting here, compared to where I was before, I was terrified to follow up with people. And I say that because I knew how bad I was feeling, and I was scared to get that same answer back. So I would sometimes just not follow up, because I'm like, oh, well, if they see my name pop up, it's going to remind them that they don't feel good and they're going to quit. And then that is just a terrible place and mindset to be. But what we have here, by day 6, if I haven't gotten a story from the new customer or customer, if I haven't gotten a testimonial or like had them be like, what in the world is this? Like, this is insane. It's weird. It's weird if I hear back from them right away. And if I don't, then I follow up with them. And then it's that same consistent communication, like, this stuff is legit, like, is this a placebo? Like, what in the world? So you'll find that we want the stories, and our products work fast, they're quality, and we're going to get those stories, but we just have to keep touching in. You never want to have someone order from you and then you're like, good luck, like, here you go, I'll call you in 6 months. Like, you just want to keep on following up, because like what Katie mentioned, your customers can become the best future ambassadors if they decided to upgrade that you could ever see. So I have just a couple of tips. I'm gonna be mindful of your time tonight, but I have some tips that I do every time I get a new customer. If you haven't done any of these before, feel free to take notes. If there's something that you hear, feel free to message me. I can send you, like, what I say or different things of that sort. But my first tip that I'd say every time I get a new customer is I send a thank you email. I recognize the fact that they made an excellent decision. And it's going to sound cliche, but it does go a long way. I thank them for helping support the dreams of my family. I'll say, thank you so much for placing your order. You're helping my daughter continue her dream of theater by attending, Westminster Academy, and you're helping her mama gain time freedom. And then let's talk products, and break it down how they take their regimen and consistency. So if anybody wants a sample of what I have sent before, I'm happy, message me. I'll send you what I have, but it's a great way to thank them, encourage them, and then give them the breakdown of how to take the products. The second thing is, I also like to say, if somebody orders as a retail customer, I like to close the deal before the deal's to be closed. So like, if somebody orders as a retail, I like to say, I'm so excited that you're getting these products in your hands. If you love these products, and I know you will, next month we can upgrade you to a preferred customer to gain the wholesale pricing of the products, the same price I pay, so that you don't have to worry about ordering each month, and we can have an auto ship set up for you. So I set that precedent before they even get started, so that they're going to know to expect me to reach out to them and to say, let's get you going. Because the nice thing is that we have here, it's black and white. We are not having people order as a customer to pressure them to share. We're not doing that, because it's the same price. They get the same price of the product. So if we have a customer, they're true customers, and we love our customers. So we just want to treat them with the respect and give them the promise that we gave them when they first started ordering from you. So I do like to always put that precedent up front to say, I'd love to help you next month upgrade to get the cheapest pricing of the products, and therefore. The next one is make sure that you set clear expectations of what the products can do for them. I like to break it down for them, where I like to say, I would love to help keep you on a 6-month commitment, because you're going to have a relationship with your body that you've never experienced before. And I like to say that because I'm speaking from the heart and the truth. Like, you are going to discover and experience things of, like, mind-blowing of how good you feel. And I can't wait for that, but we have to make sure that we help you stay consistent on what it is that you're taking. And then the next tip, this is a little bit, I'm just kind of OCD with this, because I know the kind of person I am, and I forget things if it's not, like, right in front of me, or if I don't get a reminder. For new customers that come in, at least the first few weeks, I will set reminders in my phone to send them a text and say, like, happy Wednesday, reminder to take your products today, have a great day. It's a personalized message from me, and it's a helpful reminder to them. So it's just, we want them to have queue success. So it can be, if you have lots of customers, you're going to have dings on your phone all the time, but it just takes a second to send somebody a text message and wishing them a great day, and just a friendly product reminder type of thing. And then the last tip for this one is, and this is something if you don't feel comfortable with, this really depends on the person, but when their products arrive, I say, if you would be so inclined, to say, take a picture of your products and then say, I'm so excited, thank you, and then put my name, tag me on there, and I'm so excited for you to get started. Sometimes people will really feel comfortable doing that. They're excited to help you. You're growing a network that way, and then now you have their whole entire friends list now know about Q, or are curious about Q and what they're doing. The next part I want to touch on really quickly is objections. This is a really hard roller coaster part of this business. We all get them, and sometimes they can shut us down and sometimes they don't. And if they do shut you down, just, shut yourself down for a hot second, don't stay there, and get right back on up, but remove that emotional attachment. One of the biggest objections that I would probably say is familiar for everyone, or not objection, but question up front: how much does it cost? And if you can think about this, because I used to get nervous because, it's good quality products, they can be expensive. But so can, being in a terrible health, that can be expensive. So I really like to, my go-to response for this is, it's like you're on a first date, okay? It's a little awkward. It's at the end of the dinner and you're thinking like, who's going to pay? And you're getting heart palpitations. And this is how it is in your business. You're going to set yourself up, because they ask that question. You're going to set yourself up already for a no, and you're going to close the deal because you're so anxious in them turning it away that you're just not going to either answer or you don't know what to say. So when I talk to someone, if somebody asks me that, how much is it? I like to ask specific questions before I say anything. I like to say, I'm so glad you asked. I asked the same thing, like put yourself relatable out there. I also like to ask things like, are you going to the bathroom regularly? Have you taken supplements before? Are you on any prescriptions? I like to really drill down their daily costs so that I can show them that if they can help eliminate some of the things that they're doing, that this can be an investment in a positive direction, where they're not wasting money, but they're actually investing toward their health. So that's just a little thing that I do. I also like to, ask them, like, how much have you allowed in your budget to begin your health journey? They're going to give you a number, they may, and if it's a smaller number, then maybe you can tell them about one of our products, about our QMax Premium. If they don't have a number, maybe you can rip the Band-Aid off immediately and tell them about the Q Core, because that is the most loved and the most sold product regimen that addresses all of the things that we want to, help other people with. So if they don't have a budget in their mind, maybe that's just something that you do. I always like to recommend the preferred customer because it's going to be the least expensive way and help them with the consistency of the auto ship. And I think a lot of people, when they have objections like this, I think sometimes they're fearful of also, if this works for me, how am I going to afford this to maintain it? And I think that can also be a spin where you can start maybe gearing the conversation toward, if you fall in love with how you feel, I would love to help you, show you how to earn additional income to help cover the cost of your products and to help bring some extra income home for your family. So a lot of people are scared of things working, and then how are they going to maintain it? So I think it's a huge part of the cost factor that these products work quickly, because people want to make sure that they have the funds to take their Q products, because once they start feeling good, they're not going to want to go backwards at all. The next objection is, let me ask my spouse. I like when people say this, because I feel like, I applaud them, because I bet your husband or I bet your wife wants you to be the best version of you as well. Absolutely talk to them. And this is coming from like when I started, my husband was super skeptical. My vitamins were here and his supplement superstore stuff was here. And I was like, silent eye roll, like, okay, and eventually now his men's Vitalize is here and my women's Vitalize is here. So it takes some time. So if you don't have someone who is supportive, or if you have somebody who needs to talk to other people, offer your advice out, offer to bring even their spouse in a three-way chat. Especially with moms, we are just trained in our mind to put ourselves last and not make ourselves a priority and feel guilty for spending money on things that we don't feel like we deserve. But when it comes to this, so I would encourage them to talk to their spouse, let them know you have tools to help send them, and really be relatable to them and say, I did the exact same thing, or my friend did the exact, something along those lines, to make them feel like they're not being put under the radar. I also would say, if you're talking about the pricing, it doesn't have to be scary. Here's a couple of personal responses that I have used before. this can be a tough love. If it's like one of your best friends, you can say, okay, are you looking for a way in? Or are you looking for a way out? Like what, like you've talked to this person over and over and over, and you know that they want to do this, but what is it that you're looking for? What are you scared of? Or you can say, I totally understand. I saved up for a few months to purchase my first product pack. Let me know when you're ready and I'll be here for you. Getting on their level, feel, felt, found method is really, really important. And it's going to help them in the long run also, trust you and know that you understand. And then let's see, social media tips. I just wanted to touch on this too, because what I have done that's been really helpful for me. I know it's so easy to get stuck in that scroll, of like, oh, you're on social media and what am I going to post today? And you start scrolling. And I liked, the only time I will let myself scroll if I'm not, letting myself for just a couple minutes is if I see something. I have created a subfolder in Facebook and I've just titled it potentials. So if I'm scrolling and I see somebody in my news feed complain about being tired, have a headache, working multiple jobs, whatever have you, that I know that you can be helpful with, I will save their post, put it in the potential folder, and I will make a goal to reach out to them within 24 hours. And I will say, it was on my heart I saw your post. I can't help but let you know that I feel like I have something that could really, really help you. And so that's kind of what I've done. And that potential folder is, if you're looking for it, you would be mind blown at how many people are out there complaining about their health. And and then so save it and give yourself a goal, and they can be added to your list. That's been really, really helpful for me. But my first social media outside of creating the subfolder is just to post. Just make a post. Don't overthink it. Don't be scared of what you're putting out there. If you are scared of certain people seeing it, you can change the audience, the privacy, but I definitely would start with your story. My story is, I would start out, my cholesterol was 381. I was called a walking heart attack. I start out with talking about my cholesterol. I started talking about how my gastroenterologist left a message on my cell phone telling me my esophagus was beautiful. Like, people might not care, but people might care. Like, you're gonna engage with the people that are like, my esophagus looks really bad too. Like, I'm gonna reach out, or I know someone who knows someone. So don't be afraid to tell your story. Even if you think it's something small, it's not small. If you're not sleeping at night, that is huge. So many people are not sleeping at night. Put that out there. Don't be scared to do that. Because I think that no matter what season of life that we're in, I feel like we always have a setback that there are going to be things that we can get help with. Even like if you're feeling the best that you can feel, there's always going to be something that you can maybe do to improve. So don't feel like if you're posting about something that it's not going to help somebody in the future. So let those setbacks ignite the fire that's within you. Even if you've taken a break from your products or taken a break from, anything, like use that to be relatable to people. And then, just invite them in. All you have to say is, I am up to something. I have found something and I want to invite you in. I would love to share about what I found. Simple as that. And whether that's a customer or for an ambassador type of thing. And then if you're looking for things to post, because I remember I would be like, oh, I haven't posted. I'm going to take a picture of a tree and I'm going to put the tree up there because I need, there's a social media calendar on Pinterest. And if you are looking for content, you can save, it's like a 30-day, you can save it to the background of your phone. It's really great as a constant reminder. And it doesn't have to be about you. This can be about, posting about your favorite recipe or different things like that. I think one of the things that's been huge for me that's helped me the most are these, what they call to action posts, because I'm not even mentioning Q. So it's, for example, you could say, would you rather take a probiotic or not go to the bathroom for 2 weeks? Something like that, because you're not saying anything about Q. Or do you want to know about a healthy protein shake? So many people do, and then you can, if they message you, then you can talk about the EQ shakes, but you're not putting it so much information out there. It's just call to action because you're kind of taking a poll or a survey. So it's just about being yourself and finding what it is that is your brand, not about copying and pasting. Now we all have some people, and I do this as well. I also there are certain women who I have found that I love their posts, So sometimes if they went to my page, they'd probably think I was like a single white female, like from the movie, like stalking, but I will tweak the words. But I mean, if you need to borrow someone's story and tweak the words and put your picture, by all means, I think that's amazing. I do, because it's just gonna help build that confidence for the feedback that you're getting. And then think about your social media as your storefront. You know, if you're not posting, your door is closed, your lights are off, people aren't going to know that you're still doing it. They're going to think it's a fad. So I'm not talking about an overabundance, but just, you know, put yourself out there in a way from a social media aspect. The last couple things that I wanted to talk about, these are 5 tips for growing your customer base. Now, again, this has worked for me. Hopefully you can find some helpful information here. Samples. Have samples with you all of the time, whether that be on Amazon. We have so many videos on our team pages that talk about where you can purchase. Kendall Hannon is one of the queens of the sample packet. So if you need to know what her Amazon like purchases are, she has so much information, but she puts Armor in these little baggies, or we can use, you know, our hemp oil and the little, or you can get the Renew Cream little packets. Whatever you have, the sport drinks, have those with you all of the time to prepare yourself to give those away to people. And this can be something like, you know, if you're at a mall or if you're at a retail store, somebody who's checking you out, starting a conversation, you know, gosh, I bet you're on your feet all day. I bet your feet hurt, you know, or yeah, you know, like then they start engaging. Give them a Renew sample, you know, for cream, for their foot. Tell them, say, I know this sounds crazy. I'm going to add you on Facebook and I'm going to message you later tonight to see how you're feeling, or I'm going to message you tomorrow. You're building your network. You're promising them something that you want to follow up on. And it's just something little that goes a long way. Then let's see. The second tip, wear Q swag. Hold a Q cup. Take a water bottle, whatever it is that you have. If you don't have anything, you can purchase it in the back office. If you do have something, wear it. Start that conversation. It really helps radiate about what Q is and starting that conversation. And then when you do start that conversation, have your 30-second response. I know it's really hard to figure out. So I used to think, I'm like, gosh, if somebody asked me, like, what do I do? I mean, yeah, I wake up every day wanting to talk about, you know, gut health and all the things, but what do I do? And so I put it in my phone. If somebody says, well, what is Q? I have it in my phone just in case I ever need to relate back to it, and tweak it to make it your own. But mine is, oh my gosh, yes, I love Q. So I struggled with chronic pain, digestive issues, terrible genetics, and bloating. My friend was posting on Facebook and I watched for a while, but let me tell you, once I tried it, I noticed that I was sleeping better, had more energy, and the best part, my pain and bloating went away and I feel better than I ever have. And that's it. And be creative. Think about those little things. What is going to have them sit there and say, like, I need to know more about this. So if you don't have your elevator speech, I encourage you, put it in the notes of your phone, because you'll start memorizing it and it's just going to flow. And you won't have to, you know, sometimes I'm still guilty of this. Sometimes like, what's Q? I'm like, it's awesome. You know, like, I'm like, oh my gosh, why did I just blurt that? Like, I need just to have it natural. But once you start feeling comfortable talking about your, you know, about your story, it's going to flow. And then the third tip I have is treat every product as if it just came out. And what I mean by that is be excited about every product. We're all excited about our collagen coming out in September. So we're all starting to talk about that, but be excited about the vitamin sprays, be excited about Q Rest. We have so many articles about the ingredients that are in these in Q, and always just use it with the excitement. You know, I haven't talked to you in a while. I wanted to circle back around and make sure you knew about this product that we have. So just treat it like it's always coming out and being excited, because something that we have is going to be a solution for somebody. We have something for all ages and genders. And then the fourth tip is, you know, run your own special, run your own drawing, throw in maybe a free vitamin spray. Put that out there on social media. I've seen so many posts that are popular, like the next person to say, you know, when I say goose, you know, then that person gets a vitamin spray. Then there's like 232 comments of everyone going, duck, 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 duck. Like they're wanting that engagement. And so that's building the credibility of the people who are maybe interested. Maybe they just want free stuff, but maybe they're interested in your vitamin spray. So you're building out the list of people that you could reach out to about these. So run your own special or giveaway if you can. And then the last tip that I wanted to talk about, and this was a light bulb moment for me. It was a book. If you haven't read it, it's The 4 Color Personalities for MLM by Tom Big Al Schreider. It's super helpful. It's on Amazon for $12. And what I did was I took a piece of paper and I drew a line and I made columns of yellow, blue, red, and green. Because what color personality someone is going to change the way that the conversation is going to go to them. So like yellow, those are people who are caring. They're going to put other people first. If you're talking to a yellow person about an ingredient list, you're going to lose them. It's going to go right over their head. So talk to them about, they're social. They want to join a call. They want to talk to you about what you're excited about. Blue people, they love to be around people. That's the key word, is people. So when you're talking to a blue, you can talk about, we have this awesome QFit community page, type of thing. So it's going to really help hone in the conversation. We have your list to put them into these little dividers. But one thing I just wanted to leave you with, when we talk about faith over fear and reaching out and being vulnerable and building this volume, one of the quotes that I love is, because we have to have belief in our products, we have to have belief in the company, we have to have belief in what we're sharing, because people can see right through it. But I love the quote is, while God has one door closed and waiting for the next one to open, you better be sitting in the hallway. That's what I have tonight. I hope you guys got some, good takeaways. I know that there's not a lot of rocket science into what I shared tonight, but just a couple of little tips that I wanted to share. And one thing that I forgot to mention, and then I'll stop talking. I've done this twice. It's gone over well, but I've never gotten pushback from it. But at Starbucks, I have given the Starbucks worker a Q sports stick, and with a little note tied to the next person who orders their coffee and purchased their coffee, and given them the sports stick. And they didn't call, but I'm sure they tried it. Hopefully they didn't throw it in the trash. But if you're feeling generous one day, that could be something that you could try also.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Nicole. That was, I had tons of notes. I was sitting here like on my computer typing everything out in a Word document, but tons of notes, because I'm always learning something new too, right? And everything that she said, y'all, it's just hearing it over and over again, it finally starts to sink in and click, and you just get it, right? So thank you so much for sharing all of that. I do have a question for you, if it's okay. The amount of all of your posts on social media, and I will tell you, I always tell people to follow you or to friend you. So if you're getting all of these friend requests, it's one of the reasons is me. So I'm so sorry. But y'all, she really does. She has amazing content. And just like she said, you don't have to necessarily, copy and paste every single thing, but it's also giving you good ideas to be able to say, oh, I love that idea and that approach that she used. I'm going to take it and put my spin on it. Right. But I do have a question for you. With your posts and your engagement on your social media, how often are you posting specifically about products or specifically about testimonies? I know you said to go to Pinterest and, print off that's not necessarily towards Q Sciences, but what exactly does your posting schedule look like for a week?
I try to post about I try to never mention Q. I try to have my hashtag under my name is Gut Glam Mom, and that's what I use on all of my health related posts. But I probably say either the business or the products, in just some way. I posted a picture today with my dog, and I talked about about how, hey, if you're interested in finding out how you can join a company that helps you get over debt, and a free financial coach for, something along those lines. So I probably do at least for Q focus product type of thing, at least 3 times a week. But a lot of my posts are, I'll have, my daughter holding her vitamin spray, or I have there's a lot of great concept. And I will say, like, full transparency, I would say probably 50% of the stuff that I post I've gotten from other people as well. And so I always look at that as flattery. Like, I never, don't ever feel like you have to ask someone if it's okay if you share it, because you're not going to ever share their post. You're going to copy those words and paste. But I would say from those people want to know more. So the less that you put out there, in my opinion, the better. And because it's going to make them reach out to you. So for every week, I at least have one to two people being like, okay, what is this? Or tell me more about these sprays, or because it's, so if you have a good idea for a post, for example, I went through my hall closet and I had a ton of expired medication, a ton, Tums and all the things. And I just had it like laid out on my floor, and I put something on there like, feels good to have freedom, something along those lines, and like talking about expired medication. If you're in the same boat, I'd love to chat, type of thing. Because it's just, it's little things that it'll start reeling in your mind of, don't overthink it. You'll be like, oh, that's cheesy, or that's, post it. I mean, there's literally people are going to reject something, no matter what it is, whether you're posting or you're not posting. So don't let people's opinions or bullies like make you question if this is a valuable information. If it's important to you and you want to put it out there, and if it feels cheesy, awesome. Like, more power to you, I think.
And I agree with that, because a lot of times I'll have ideas of things that I wanna say, like, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, that would be so funny to post," but I don't, because I'm like, "Well, what are they gonna think? Or what's this person gonna think?" And then literally, y'all, like, not even a couple of weeks later, I see somebody post that same thing, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, why didn't I do that?" I mean, what we are feeling and what we are thinking, everybody else is feeling and thinking too. So why not be that trendsetter and put it out there for others to feel like they're normal, right? Um, so I like what she was just saying, as far as, putting stuff out there, and like she said about her esophagus, and, about her endometriosis, and I'm so sorry, earlier I said PCOS, I apologize about
Oh,
that.
it's all one.
But her endometriosis and things of that nature, um, somebody might read that in passing and think, "Oh, that's wonderful." But you know what, y'all? They might go back to the doctor in a couple of months and find out that they have the high cholesterol like she was talking about.